The following is a presentation of the Retro Network.
Come on and sit a spell. We've got stories and jokes to tell. It's gonna be a great Noel. It's the Advent Calendar House. Muppets, Batman, Smurfs, and even Garfield's Halloween. We're gonna take a trip down memory lane. Frosty, Rudolph, and a bunch you've probably never seen. It's Mike and pals that come to entertain. Turn the knob and lift the latch for fun and laughs that can't be matched. But just beware the icy patch. It's the Advent Calendar House.
Welcome to the Advent Calendar House, a holiday specials podcast that would absolutely swim laps in its own vault if this show made any money, but the only ads we run are fast food commercials from 40 years ago. Hey, we haven't done Valentine's Day in July in a minute, so let's do that. Today's adventure is a deep dive for sunken treasure back to 1990 for a very lovely trip to Duckburg. It's a DuckTales Valentine.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo!
I am delusional pilot about to face my fear of sharks by attempting to marry one, Mike Westfall. And joining me, live via her heart-shaped two-way mirror, it's the Anatine goddess of love, Erin Evans. Hi, Erin.
Hi, I go by Feather Locklear these days.
And a man whose customary whatever ducks eat will suffice, thank you. It's Joey O. Hey, Joey.
Hello.
Thank you both for being here. And Joey, thank you for reminding me this Valentine special existed. I don't think I remember watching it at all.
Neither do I. Did I see it like on a list or something and told you about it?
I don't know. You just messaged me about it one day and was like, hey, this exists.
I must have seen it and listed somewhere else.
Beautiful.
I didn't remember this episode either. There's early DuckTales episodes I remember, but not this one.
Yeah, well, this didn't air in the afternoon as part of the Disney afternoon. This was a special on the magical world of Disney on a Sunday night. It was February 11th, 1990. Don't remember watching this that night. I definitely remember something else an hour later. There was this brand new show called The Simpsons. I definitely remember watching that night's new episode, Moaning Lisa, where we meet Bleeding Gums Murphy. But, I don't know, histories with DuckTales. I feel like I remember there was a couple of specials that got me hooked, and then I would watch it whenever it was on.
I remember the original miniseries when it aired. Like,
Yeah.
I was like third, fourth grade, somewhere around there when it aired. And I just remember, you know what character I really loved back then?
What's that?
Was Jim Cummings as El Capitan, the gold! I must have the gold!
Wow.
It was the villain of the original miniseries.
Yeah, that's right. It was like an audition for the later ramped up Don Garnage almost. Aaron, what about you?
I watched, after school. I watched the afternoon chiefly.
Yeah.
But I mean, whenever there was like a World of Disney thing on ABC 6, I would watch it because I didn't have cable, so
Okay,
it's
yeah.
not like I could watch any sort of Disney Channel anything at any other time. So.
Yeah, I definitely remember. Did this start on Saturday mornings or eventually make its way onto Saturday mornings?
I don't remember it being a morning thing.
Yeah, I think it was always an afternoon syndicated block because, it begat the rest of the Disney afternoon.
Yeah, this was, kind of one of the early ones. Like, I feel like that first run of the Disney afternoon, it was Gummy Bears, DuckTales, Rescue Rangers, Tailspin?
Yeah, I think the order is in the biblical way.
Yeah.
DuckTales begat Rescue Rangers, which begat Tailspin,
Tailspin.
which begat
Darkwing
Goof
Duck. Darkwing Duck was before Goof Troop, I think.
I never watched Gummy Bears, so Gummy Bears, I remember that being more of a morning thing.
Yeah, I think Gummy Bears is
I was never there to watch it, even if I wanted to watch it. So.
Gummy Bears started Saturday mornings, and then I feel like That must be it. Gummy Bear started Saturday mornings. You're
Yes.
right. And then I feel like when they started the Disney afternoon, throw the last season of Gummy Bears on there to entice the people.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's, of course, a show I want us to get to at some point on the podcast, Darkwing Duck.
Of course, yes. That has a Christmas episode. I have it in my to-do list. It's in the queue. But back on the magical world of Disney, this was still a half-hour episode of DuckTales, so to pad out the hour that the magical world of Disney usually is, they followed it up with a trio of appropriately themed Disney shorts. They had Mickey's Delayed Date from 1947. It's about Mickey Mouse running late for a date with Minnie to a party and just keeps running into weird happenings, delaying him further. Like he shows up covered in garbage, like he hits a garbage can and it rolls down a hill. And so he shows up totally trashed to this party with Minnie, but it's okay because it's a costume party.
I mean, it's totally trash. So, I mean, it that's the only way you can do it if you're a Disney character, is if you're literally covered with trash.
That's right. And next was Mr. Duck Steps Out from 1940, featuring Donald's first date with Daisy in her very first appearance. That one's so old, Daisy also has an unintelligible duck voice provided by Clarence Nash,
Aww.
which is interesting.
And if I remember correctly, in DuckTales, Daisy is a long ago love interest of Scrooge at some point.
Oh, yeah. DuckTales got weird.
You know why? Because it's one of those, again, there's just random things that are in my brain for decades. And one of them is Scrooge singing the Daisy, give me your answer true. Then he goes, I love nuggets almost as much as you. That's been in my brain for 40 years.
Oh, well, that explains Mickey's Christmas Carol a little bit better. And finally, Canine Casanova from 1945, featuring Pluto trying to impress a dachshund named Dinah.
Aww.
This special airing also makes it the last new episode of DuckTales to air before the movie Treasure of the Lost Lamp hit theaters in August of 1990.
Wow.
I think I rented that. I definitely didn't see it in the theater, but I feel like I remember watching it like with my cousin.
Oh, I definitely watched it at home. It might not even have been my home. It might have been a neighbor's house that I watched that movie.
I watched it at some point, but I can't remember I can't remember like
The plot?
Yeah, no, not the plot.
Okay.
I can't remember the situation.
There's a genie. They find a genie.
No. In which I watched it. Like, I can't remember the context in which I watched it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it is the plot to Aladdin.
It's no Aladdin, yeah.
And because the Disney Channel aired reruns of the Magical World of Disney, this is the first episode of DuckTales to rerun on the Disney Channel.
Huh.
This episode itself is on Disney Plus. If you want to watch it, it is listed as Season 3, Episode 1. I don't think that's correct.
Well, I watch a lot of Miraculous on Disney Channel, and I gotta tell you, none of that stuff's in order.
Okay, so it's not just
like there's a canon order, and then there's the order in which Disney Channel throws it at you.
Yeah, that's basically it. It did the same thing with Futurama. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I also found on YouTube the intro and commercials from this special's original airing. It's like the opposite of trying to record something and pausing during the commercial breaks. This is only the commercials and an introductory scene with Michael Eisner hanging out at Disneyland with Mickey Mouse, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. So the week after this, they would air a special on Disneyland's 35th anniversary, so they're hyping that up. Oh my goodness, it's been 35 additional years since this aired.
Make him pay!
Yeah. Oh, that's the best thing. Okay, so Uncle Scrooge is supposed to join them, but he doesn't have a Disneyland pass to get in. So he calls Michael on his big Zach Morris cell phone.
Yes.
Hey, that was cool.
It was cool, and it goes great with his Disney varsity jacket.
He's just a large child. That's all. He's the cool kid on campus.
Michael Eisner was and remains a large child. And I found the jacket on eBay. Probably not the jacket he wore, but like the same style. Like it's the same design jacket. So if you want to spend $99 to look like Michael Eisner in 1990,
You know, that's actually a bargain.
You know it is, yeah.
Michael Eisner would pay a lot more than that to look at Michael Eisner from the.
You know he would. But I do love Mickey's voiceover asking Michael, are you going to tell him not to be so cheap?
Hello, Uncle Scrooge. How are you? No, I can't now. I'm in the middle of filming, you know.
That's
filming?
Filming, you know.
Okay. Yes. I'll be right there.
Well, Michael, where are you going?
I'm going to the front gate for a minute.
Are you going to tell him not to be so cheap?
Absolutely. Then I'm going to loan him some money.
Loan him some money. Oh.
But let's shift back to this actual episode, A DuckTales Valentine, or as it is originally subtitled, A More or Less.
Oh, no. Who is that geared toward?
I don't know. I don't know what any of this is geared toward. So we have Uncle Scrooge getting ready to leave on a quest to find the lost temple of Aphrodite.
Which the first few times he said that, I knew what this was supposed like, okay, well, this is a love episode, but then he kept saying Aphrodite, and I'm thinking showing a duck with an afro.
Oh, no.
No.
Aphrodite, that's a terrible name.
Oh, but Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webby's here too. Webigail have not seen him in a while, and they made him Valentines. And Scrooge tells them,
Valentine's Day? I don't have time for sentimental drivel.
he has better things to do.
He does.
So Scrooge has acquired a map to this lost temple, which is said to hide the greatest treasure of all. And I'm so glad we're not even a minute into this, and I think I just accidentally got the ending spoiled for me.
Aaron said it right away.
Yeah. Is it love?
I bet it's love. So the kids want to go on the adventure, of course, but Scrooge insists this trip is too dangerous for them, and he leaves. But as they sulk and look out the window, they see Launchpad loading up Scrooge's plane with a bunch of wooden crates. They're going to fly Great Muppet Caper style. Actually, this is also how they later mail themselves to the North Pole in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas.
I mean, there's always some cargo that's left unattended. So.
Oh, yeah, especially in Launchpad's TARDIS plane.
And they're small. They can fit.
Small.
And they're small.
Imagine ducklings. They're tiny.
Yeah, you're right. Very easy to make way for ducklings.
Bingo.
And speaking of Christmas things, I think Mickey's Christmas Carol is the last time I talked about Alan Young on this podcast.
An all-time great voice performance ever as Scrooge in every iteration that he played him.
And he did it for decades.
Yeah.
I have talked about Russi Taylor more recently. She's the voice of Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webby.
Gee, first we don't see him when he's here, and then he does something fun, and we get left behind. Maybe we do, and maybe we don't.
Last time I talked about her was in the Pillow People Save Christmas, where they brought her in to make baby noises.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was an adventure.
But you know her best from The Simpsons.
Oh, of course. We have not talked about the voice of Launchpad, Terry McGovern.
Boy, I love this job. The bracing wind in your feathers, the throaty roar of the engines,
The constant fear for your life.
yeah, flying. Nothing like it.
This is a fun one. Besides Launchpad, he is probably best known for voicing a handful of stormtroopers in Star Wars, most famously the guy Obi-Wan convinces these aren't the droids we're looking for. He worked on a lot of early George Lucas stuff. He was an announcer voice on THX 1138, and according to George Lucas, Terry arrived late to a recording session one day, and his excuse was, I had an accident, I ran over my pet Wookiee. And that's where we got the word Wookiee.
What? Is that substantiated?
Well, according to Terry, either he misspoke or George may have misremembered. What actually happened was, Terry McGovern has a website. He's got a blog. He tells this story. He says he was driven to the recording session by his best friend, whose name was Bill Wookiee.
That's my Wookiee.
So
That wasn't Russi Taylor.
no, it was not. And not only is today Valentine's Day in July, but it's also Back to the Future Day. Terry McGovern's in a deleted scene that would have been near the beginning, as George McFly's neighbor who pressures him into buying an entire case of peanut brittle for his daughter's fundraiser.
How did that not make the cut?
I don't know. It was after Biff leaves and Marty's trying to why can't you stand up to him? And then the neighbor comes over and just like, hey, I'm putting you down for a box of peanut brittle for my daughter's baseball team.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Anyway, Launchpad. Lands on the water near some rocky island and Scrooge sends him out in a diving suit to go find the entrance to the Temple of Aphrodite while Scrooge hangs back in the plane, sits down on one of the wooden crates, and the crate says, ouch. Jigs up, kids. They reveal themselves. Huey tells his uncle, we laugh in the face of danger, and Scrooge answers that with, let's see a laugh in the face of a month without dessert, which is such a rich person's idea of real punishment.
Or, the kids who are just used to dessert.
I mean, yeah, a little of both columns. Before they can argue further, Launchpad radios in that he's found something, so I guess the kids get to go on the adventure after all. So they dive down to discover the underwater ruins of the Temple of Aphrodite in Scrooge's submarine, which is a convertible.
What? Okay, my question for the whole thing, before we even get any further, is where did this map come from? Why has no one else looked for this place? How did you get this map?
Yeah, we don't get any of that.
Why today?
He's just like, hey, I have procured this map that no one else wants to use. Okay. That's a whole other episode we just never got. It's... I guess the whole convertible submarine thing just makes it easier to draw everyone, so...
It's very, Batman?
Yeah.
You know how all of his gadgets do other things? Like, it's not like Alton Brown will always tell you not have a single purpose tool in your kitchen. So it's like that. It's like, this could be a potato masher, but it could also do this. Like, yeah, sure. Why not? Have your submarine convert to something else, whatever.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of space. But now they have to all wear diving helmets. But they keep their hats on, so you can tell who's who.
Yeah.
Except for Webby, who's wearing her pink bow outside the helmet.
I mean...
Action.
Yeah.
We get a fun alliteration gag here. Scrooge tells them all,
Now keep your deepest peeled for priceless plunder.
Personally, I'd prefer to protect my posterior from predators.
So into the temple we go to find the statue of Aphrodite along with duck-faced versions of the gods Vulcan and Cupid. That's right, mythology nerds, we're mixing Greek and Roman names because you have to include Cupid in a Valentine's episode, but also Aphrodite's too good of a duck pun. My kids are the exact sort of mythology nerds to go, hey.
I'm sure I would have at the time, but I'm just like, what? Watching this as an adult.
So the names Cupid and Vulcan aside, we're sticking with these being ancient Greek ruins because Louis finds an inscription on some half-buried chest. Launchpad makes the required joke, hey, it's Greek to me.
But
which was not aimed at children.
Nope, never would have gotten that. Scrooge can read Greek, though. He translates it to the greatest treasure. Oh, it's right here on the thing. So they pry it open to find it's empty, save for another inscription that reads, Philios.
Love! I bring you love!
It's bringing love, kill it. Oh, Scrooge confirms Philios means love. Specifically, it means brotherly love. Yup, I nailed it. They seriously hit us with the true greatest treasure is the friends we made along the way. I don't know about y'all, but the last time I got the Philios feeling, I had to get it at the vet. That's a joke for like 10 people who listen to this.
Okay.
You don't remember the get the Phillies feeling?
Oh, that's where you were going with that.
Yes.
Get the Phillies feeling. Got it, get it, at the vet.
I was thinking you meant like the veterinarian, which is why I was confused.
No.
I'm like, what? Why are you such for dogs?
There's dogs in Duckburg, but
Yeah, sure. The Beagle Boys are in another episode.
Well, Scrooge is furious that he dove all the way down here for what's essentially an ancient Valentine's card, and there's no actual treasure here at all. But then Dewey points out there might be something. He's pointing to the statue of Cupid, who's got a quiver full of solid gold arrows. Solid gold doesn't tarnish underwater. This tracks. I buy it. Things have taken a turn, says Scrooge, but Launchpad adds, yeah, for the worst, because here comes a shark.
That shark reminded me of Jabberjaw, I was going to say.
It does look like Jabberjaw. Woo, 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 woo.
All cartoon sharks look like that.
Yeah, I guess so. Launchpad is a true hero here. He's already mentioned several times how he's worried about sharks, and now he distracts this one to keep it away from the kids and ends up on its back like an underwater rodeo.
At this point, I caution them, don't touch that arrow. One of you's going to fall in love with a shark.
And that's exactly what happens. Shark bucks Launchpad right off its tail and right into one of Cupid's arrows. Stabs him in the butt, and you know how Cupid's arrow works in cartoons. You fall madly in love with the first person you see. And in this case, Launchpad gets big hard eyes for the shark. Plants a big old kiss on it, and the shark lets out a big yeah.
No, he doesn't. He kisses the inside of his own helmet.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, yeah.
I like this just because it was so silly. Between, him being inside of the helmet and just Launchpad falling in love with a shark was goofy enough.
All of this is ridiculous.
I mean, it's later in the episode when he comes down the stairs like, I'm off to go to the sea to go find my love, the shark.
Gonna go marry that shark.
Yep.
Well, now this gives Scrooge and the kids enough time to trap the shark under a big stone bowl that they tip over so that only the shark's head can fit through a crack on the side where Launchpad starts flirting with it. Hey, what's your sign? Let me guess. Pisces?
Yeah.
Well, with the shark trapped, Scrooge safely grabs Cupid's golden arrows and they all head back up to the surface. And Launchpad flies him out of there, but Dewey points out, should he be flying a plane? His mind just had a meltdown. And Scrooge snidely remarks that's never stopped him before.
At which point I'm yelling, you're ducks, you can fly!
The kids piece together that Launchpad started acting this way after being hit by Cupid's arrow, which must be the real deal, but Scrooge still dismisses it as greeting card garbage. So as they fly home, we pan up to actual Mount Olympus, where we see the real Aphrodite asking the real Vulcan where he hid Cupid's arrows.
Why does Vulcan have, like, knobby facial hair? If you're a duck, you don't have a... It's like cotton balls on a piece of paper that you, like, paste on a kid for a beard, you know?
Yeah, it's supposed to look like an ancient Greek statue beard.
I got that,
Yeah.
but it's like ye old Etruscans, but no, it's not like.
Yeah, no, it looks
you're a
like
duck.
meatballs. Yeah, no, it looks like the old 7-Up poster where you put cotton balls on Santa's beard.
Yeah.
You know, I am tired of you going around poking the earth folk with them arrows, making this one fall in love with that one. What kind of hobby's that?
Oh, poor Bulky's jealous.
These two are married, which is accurate. Aphrodite was married to, well, Hephaestus in Greek. It was Vulcan and Venus in Rome. And then Venus left him for Mars, and those two begat Cupid.
So I'm sure we're going to get into the voice actors in a minute. But the question is, why are they doing these voices and not like a Greek or Italian accent in any way?
Oh, they're definitely doing honeymooners' voices.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole joke.
Child is getting that, and also you're like, these are the ancient Greeks, and then they're like, hey you, like,
Yeah.
Bang, zoom, right to Athens or something, you know?
I'm the husband, and the husband is king.
Yeah.
The voice of Aphrodite is Linda Gary, the voice of Tila and Queen Marlena from He-Man.
Yup.
Also talked about her in another episode. She voiced the mother of Nestor the long-eared Christmas donkey.
Hee-haw.
Oh, she was Aunt May on the 90s Spider-Man animated series, too.
Yes.
Nice.
And Vulcan is voiced by Kenneth Mars, whom I know best as the voice of King Triton in The Little Mermaid. I've talked about him before in The Adventures of the American Rabbit. He was the main bad guy in that, Voltor.
Oh, no.
Anyway, these two have a short, stupid fight about I don't even know what. Honeymooners.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's who Kenneth Mars is. I saw his picture and he looked familiar. He's Otto, the German guy that Francis.
And Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, that's right.
I saw his face on IMDb and I couldn't place it until I started scrolling down. Yeah, the German couple that Francis lived and worked for in later seasons.
Oh, wow.
That's why I know that mustache.
So Aphrodite notices the flame is lit on her magic oil lamp, which she explains aloud to no one for the benefit of us, the viewers. That means someone's in my temple. It's like her ancient doorbell alarm. Because she picks up a remote and turns on a heart-shaped security monitor. Terrible shape for a TV monitor, by the way. That's too much theming.
It's not a very good shape for a pizza either.
No, it's not. So who's in Aphrodite's temple? It's the shark, who thankfully was able to wriggle out of that bowl that she was trapped under. I don't want the shark to be left for dead. She's just a big hungry gal. I think it's a lady shark. Launchpad refers to her later in the episode. But more importantly, Aphrodite discovers where Vulcan hid Cupid's arrows in her own temple in a quiver around the statue of Cupid. But now that quiver's empty. Thankfully, whatever magical, mythical security camera she's got has the ability to rewind. So she reviews the footage and spots Scrooge taking the arrows and vows to track down whoever this duck is who stole them.
Quack.
Back at Scrooge's mansion, he's put the arrows in a neat little display that sits on his desk. He brought it in covered under a cloth to show to kids, like, I have something to show you, but they don't care.
Reminds me of, like someone who has a rack for their katana blades,
A gun rack.
It's like a businessman with this thing for no reason.
Yes. Kids are really into making Valentines. They decorated Scrooge's desk. We've got scissors and scraps of pink paper all over it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what you would do as a kid. You would be like, okay, let me try to make a heart. And you'd fold your construction paper this way and you try to draw. Like, oh, that's not a good enough heart. Let me try again with another piece of construction paper, or maybe inside this one. And yeah, that's...
Yeah, like that's the big holiday of February, according to like the elementary school calendars that they used to staple up there on their corkboards. But Scrooge, I guess, needed a new holiday to be all bah humbug about, and it's this.
Look, this so-called holiday is just a ploy by the card and candy companies to make a buck.
Was not expecting an anti-capitalism rant from Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah. I should have bought into that company.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But there's a knock on the door, and when he opens it, a blinding white light fills the room. Aphrodite went and tracked him down herself. She's a head taller than Scrooge is, but she's still talking in her Alice Cramden voice.
I'm Aphrodite.
Aphrodite! Aphrodite?
Yes, I'm in a bit of a rush, so don't bother to grovel. Just be a good little mortal and give me back my arrows.
Your arrows?
Yes, I use them to spread love and joy throughout the world.
But Scrooge shoves her back out the door saying, thanks, but we've got all the love and joy we can stand here.
Again, it's 4 arrows. 4.
Right. Where is Cupid? Can't you make more? You're married to... Oh, but Vulcan won't do it. See, Vulcan's the blacksmith. Won't forge more... Well, they're arrows. You don't need a blacksmith for arrows.
Well, they're metal.
I guess
They're
parts of
metal
them.
arrows.
Yeah. They're gold. You're right. Scrooge starts to walk away from the door, which explodes open in a cloud of pink smoke. And now a very angry Aphrodite warns Scrooge she's had a very bad millennium. And I'm like, hey, lady, get in line. Nephews are just shocked that she's the real goddess Aphrodite, and Uncle Scrooge gives us a wonderfully dated reference.
I don't care if she's feather locklear. She's not getting my arrows.
We laughed at that.
Feather Locklear.
It's a good duck pun.
Yeah.
It's a great duck pun. Somebody make DuckTales fan art of Feather Locklear. I can't believe that doesn't exist. I Googled that and just crossed my fingers that it wouldn't be something dirty. Nothing. No fan art of Feather Locklear.
Oh,
Fix that, internet.
well, now you gotta make it happen.
I can't draw ducks. Well, Aphrodite starts shooting lightning bolts at Scrooge, who grabs the arrows and locks himself in his money bin. Lightning bolts aren't her thing.
No,
Nobody cares.
nobody. We're just mixing up our deities right now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So Aphrodite melts the door of the safe, levitates Scrooge out of there, and makes him drop the arrows. It's Superman. We're just making up powers.
He's Magneto.
Yes, she's So it's up to someone else to spring into action, and Webby takes the lead. Without hesitation, she grabs one of the dropped arrows, runs up to Aphrodite, and jabs her with it. This causes her not only to drop Scrooge, but to fall in love with him as well. He's the first person she sees when she sits up, so she tackles him with kisses as we go to commercial.
Okay, Scrooge is in the wrong here.
Oh, yeah.
If he just he's like, oh, okay, these are yours. No one gets hurt.
Right.
Yeah, but he's a treasure hunter.
I'm just saying, if someone threatens Scrooge because he's not giving up her own property, I don't really know that. I mean, I don't really know that we should attack Aphrodite over that.
Oh, no, I'm not mad. I'm just wondering where all these superpowers came from. They all usually have a thing or two. Do y'all have a favorite commercial from that other video?
Oh, we didn't watch the commercial.
I just watched the beginning. I'm sorry.
No worries. There aren't too many great ones, but my favorite of the bunch is they had a Joe Isuzu commercial. This is a weird one, but not on the surface. So Isuzu, for the unfamiliar, is a commercial truck maker that used to also make passenger cars. In the 80s, they had David Leisure playing a pitchman named Joe Isuzu, whose whole deal was he was a pathological liar who would claim things like, this spacious pickup truck can hold the whole state of Texas. Weird satire of car salesmen, but it worked.
All of it's weird. If you're coming into this uninitiated, you're like, Isuzu? Who's David Leisure?
Yeah.
Why is he smarmy?
It gets weirder because he's not in the whole commercial. This seemingly featured another guy talking someone into buying an Isuzu instead of a Jeep. And the whole time I'm thinking, this isn't David Leisure. Who's this guy? And then as the other guy drives away, this one peels off his rubber face mask and it's David Leisure underneath. And now I'm thinking, this commercial only works if you've seen another Isuzu commercial.
or if you've seen all of them and you're like, oh, okay, well, at least it's not him. And
yeah.
Or if you've seen Mission Impossible.
Right. Yeah, that's what it's... Imagine going into this without knowing anything about what we just said.
No.
Now you're confused and a little freaked out at best.
Imagine not having watched Empty Nest.
Right? I'd rather not imagine that.
I loved Empty Nest as a child.
My parents watched a lot of Empty Nest, and that was like that, it's that point of your childhood where it's just like, I don't want to go to bed yet. I guess I'll watch this.
I'm going to watch Dear John.
I'm going to see what Dreyfus the dog is up to.
That's right.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a Cherokee.
Right this way.
But this is an Isuzu Trooper.
It's a much better buy.
It is?
The Trooper has four-wheel disc brakes. Cherokee doesn't.
I didn't know that.
The Trooper has more cargo space.
Really?
And sells for about $1,000 less.
You're kidding.
Here, take a test drive.
Sure is lucky I ran into you.
Oh, I wouldn't call it luck.
Now, generous factory cash could mean big savings on a Trooper during Isuzu's sale into the 90s.
Love, family, traditions, presents, pumpkins, fireworks, Santa Claus. All make you think of holidays, right? Well, what about murder, heartbreak, gangsters, and witchcraft? Still thinking about holidays? Beginning this February, I will take you on a journey to the lesser-known sides of the holidays. The sides history might try to forget. The celebrations that you might not be familiar with. Oh, and don't worry, I'll be sprinkling in some elements of normal holiday traditions too. After all, even those of us with a dark side still have a special place in our hearts for the Easter Bunny, Valentine's candy, cute jack-o'-lanterns and ghosts, and of course, all things merry and bright. Let's uncover and celebrate the strange and unusual together. I'm your host, Kristen, and this is Holidays After Dark.
Now, back to our program.
Well, we return after those messages with Aphrodite fawning all over Uncle Scrooge, who can't get rid of her. So again, it's up to the nephews and Webby to figure out how to make Aphrodite snap out of her own spell before she, quote, loves Uncle Scrooge to death. I didn't know that was a possibility. So they decide the way to do that is to hit her with another arrow and then make her look into a mirror and fall in love with herself. So they set up a couple of ladders on either side of a door, drop a big tapestry on the next person to walk through it, and stick them with another arrow. Real Home Alone energy is what I typed out before I realized this is before Home Alone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not Aphrodite who walks through the door. It was Uncle Scrooge, who then looks at Aphrodite, and we've closed the loop. Next, we see some newsboy on a street corner telling us,
Extra, extra, read all about it. McDuck Hook's heavenly body.
Okay.
I mean, if Jeff Bezos' wedding is, front page news, I'm sure Scrooge McDuck's would be in Duckburg.
I guess so. I don't know I don't read the newspaper anymore.
Why was it in the presses already?
Hey,
they stopped the presses.
Oh.
It stopped the press. Who was that? It's Aphrodite.
Yeah. Like, wait, who says it in Great Muppet Caper?
Is it Gonzo or is it Fozzie?
No, that's Gonzo.
Okay,
Gonzo.
Yeah.
Then they get trouble. They had to explain, like, well, now we have to reset everything.
I always wanted to say that. This newsboy is voiced by Miriam Flynn, who also voiced Taz's mom.
Aww.
And then we see excavator trucks digging up Uncle Scrooge's backyard behind the mansion because he's building Aphrodite a whole new temple.
She did complain about her temple being wrecked, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And into the construction zone strolls Webby with a cupcake, oblivious to everything going on around her. Just, I'm going to give Uncle Scrooge this Valentine's gift I made him.
They're so prepared for Valentine's. It's not even Valentine's Day yet.
No, it's like 2 days before. No, here we find out Valentine's Day is tomorrow. But Webby wanted to give her cupcake to Uncle Scrooge today. And instead of his usual rant about it being a fake holiday, his eyes turn into little pink hearts. He says it's lovely and immediately gives it to Aphrodite, who gives a half-hearted, oh, how sweet, and then drops it on the ground. Just nope.
She's not buying what she herself is selling.
That's right. And Webby's in tears over this, and rightly so.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
A Valentine cupcake? Lovely.
You like it?
Yes. Enough to give it to my dearest Aphrodite.
Oh, how sweet.
Uncle Scrooge. That was for you.
This is a Disney thing, so it's got a bit of evil stepmother energy. Next, we see the kids sitting around the dining room table with empty plates, and I think the idea we're supposed to get is Scrooge is so locked in on Aphrodite that he's forgetting to feed and take care of the children.
I feel like it was after dinner. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know.
I was going to be like, isn't that Mrs. Beakley's job anyway? Where is she?
And Duckworth, he's the butler.
Yeah, Mrs. Beakley's not even in this episode. Here comes Duckworth, though.
Phone for you, sir, regarding the press conference you wish to arrange.
Well, that's why I was like, wait, Webbigail is Mrs. Beakley's granddaughter, but
Yes.
like,
Right.
is she like in the custody of Scrooge?
Because she calls him Uncle Scrooge often.
Oh, everybody calls him Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
Like all the kids call him Uncle.
Yeah, that's just that's a term of endearing coming from Webby in this iteration of the series. But
like I had a neighbor named Nana. Like we all called her Nana, and she's not my Nana.
oh yeah, yeah, I had a neighbor who was grandma.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But there's no Mrs. Beakley here, so
No.
Is Webby adopted?
I mean, kinda.
She just lives with the Scrooges now, McDucks.
Well, I mean, Mrs. Beakley works for Scrooge and like has room and board there, so yeah, Scrooge is kind of her legal guardian. But Duckworth's here, who, despite his name, is a dog. No one talks about that.
No.
He's voiced by Chuck McCann. We talked about him back on Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. He played Santa.
No, Chuck McCann is one of those like old-timey radio comedy guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was
very good, sir.
No, I would say he was a peer of like Mel Blanc, maybe. Does he go back that far?
Sounds right.
Maybe a little younger. I just feel like he's one of those old-timey comedy names.
A little younger, but oh yeah. He had his own show.
Yeah. He was already a show business veteran by age 11, says IMDb, so.
Chuck McCann's Laurel and Hardy show. That's how old he is. He's not around anymore, but.
Yeah.
So Webby is so angry now about Uncle Scrooge giving away her cupcake and it getting tossed to the ground that she packs a suitcase and is ready to leave. She doesn't seem to fully understand what's going on, so Dewey reassures her it's not that Uncle Scrooge doesn't love them anymore, he's under the spell of Cupid's arrow. But Webby insists either way, we've lost him, and then she's followed down the stairs by Launchpad, who's also got a suitcase, along with a diving suit and a helmet.
He looks like he belongs in the bottom of a fish tank.
He does. He's going to go elope with that shark. He does look like they probably make those. They probably have like a DuckTales or a Donald Duck one at least that goes in your fish tank. But then Webby points out, Launchpad, if you go live underwater, you'll never get to fly your plane again. And hearing that short circuits something inside Launchpad. It looks like he's having a mini heart attack at first. And then there's a puff of pink heart-shaped smoke that explodes over his head and he snaps out of it.
Again, he's still in his helmet.
Yeah, all still in his helmet. Shouldn't the smoke be in there? It should just fill with pink smoke till he looks like Pink Mysterio.
Yes.
He looks like a Pink Mysterio.
Yeah. That's right. Dewey seems to be the brains of this flock. He gets to all the smart guy lines. In this case,
that's it. That's what breaks the spell. True love.
And Launchpad's true love is flying his plane.
I mean, he was talking about that earlier. I guess I didn't zero in on that so much because he was like, "Oh, I love flying, la la la," when they're on their expedition.
Oh, that's right. Right at the very beginning, he was like, "Boy, do I like flying my plane."
Yeah. Which I don't remember him being so upfront about before.
Yeah, it was really weird, even for this show. It's like the Sesame Street skit on the Love Boat. I love this boat.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, when presented with the fact that living underwater with a shark would take flying away from Launchpad, it apparently overpowered the spell of infatuation. And so now, the kid's plan is to give Uncle Scrooge an ultimatum between Aphrodite and what he loves most, money.
Mm-hmm.
So they sneak into the money bin, which Scrooge left wide open because he's just sitting at his desk fawning over the framed photo of Aphrodite he's got on there now.
And Aphrodite's just sprawling on a lawn chair in the money?
In the money bin, lounge chair on top of all the coins. See, Family Guy was right. It's not a liquid. It's a great many pieces of solid matter that form a hard floor-like surface.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't go swimming in it, is what they're saying.
No. That's the whole joke.
Only one duck can.
That's right.
And he does so because he's determined to do so.
Yes. Maybe ducks are liquid, like cats. The kids execute something they call Operation Allergy, which involves distracting Aphrodite and sprinkling pepper out of a pepper shaker over her face to make her sneeze. They're pepper spraying the goddess.
This wasn't a great plan, Ducks.
Weird plan.
I mean, it worked. They convince her she's allergic to the gold in the money bin. That's the first symptom of cashititis, they tell her.
This is a bad idea. This is. Did you not brainstorm before you settled on this one? What was your other idea?
I don't know, but it's very complex because they say the second symptom is your skin turned green, and Huey holds up a mirror for her while Dewey and Louie shine a flashlight through a green filter from on top of the diving board, and that works.
Nobody said Aphrodite was exceptionally smart.
Yeah, I guess not. She runs out of there screaming.
But she didn't even look at her own
feathers.
Feathers, yeah.
No,
and she's losing her feathers, and they shake up.
Yeah.
Okay, so they say she's losing her feathers, and they shake a pillow above her head, and then feathers come out. Am I supposed to be filling my pillows with human skin?
Ew.
Look, the feathers are shedding anyway. Might as well recycle them by making a down pillow.
I lose 100 hairs a day brushing, but that's fine because I have a lot of hair. But I don't put it in my pillow.
You're questioning the complexities of Duckburg, is what you're saying.
Questioning the whole is the house made of gingerbread, or is gingerbread man made of the house?
It's the Turducken Hunger Games all over again. There's an episode of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse where Donald adopts an actual duck and names it Donald Jr.
Oh.
But other than that, it looks like a real duck. Well, like a cartoon version of a real duck. The lines are weird. If you're not wearing gloves or a suit and no pants, I don't know. Nope, forget it. Anyway.
I have a dog butler, but
Pluto exists.
Right.
There's no cats. And you have a dog butler, but dogs are have you never seen Duck Hunt? Dogs flush game from, make them fly, and I don't know. It's weird.
I've never seen Duckworth laugh, not even once. That means Duckworth gets to live. But Aphrodite runs out of there screaming and tells Scrooge, "Your money's making me sick. You have to give it all away." And Webby doubles down, convincing Uncle Scrooge, "Looks like you'll have to choose between Aphrodite and your money." And Scrooge says, "All right." Well, he'd already called a press conference earlier. We didn't mention that. Duckworth comes in to tell him about the press conference. So they're just apparently waiting outside for him. So out he goes. But first, we check back in on Vulcan up on Mount Olympus, who's come with a dozen roses and an apology. He really is Ralph Cramden. No lady can reject an apology that comes with flowers. But with Aphrodite not around, he decides to just have a seat and watch some TV on that dumb little heart-shaped monitor, which is now showing Scrooge's press conference. I don't understand how this TV works.
It's trained underwater. How did it end up on land on this press conference?
Cable of the gods. But we have breaking news, and the still spellbound Scrooge actually chooses Aphrodite over keeping all his money.
What good is money without my honey?
Which is a cute line in his Scottish accent. So Scrooge announces he and Aphrodite are getting married, but Vulcan declares, "Over your dead body, buddy," and storms off to stop that wedding, which should not be legal if he's already married to Aphrodite. So
exactly.
No, I feel like there's more paperwork required here.
Well, maybe he could, but she couldn't because women are,
Oh, yeah.
Property.
No.
Yes.
In ancient times.
Yeah.
Even the goddesses.
Different gods had harems and such.
Absolutely. So we now cut to a giant Vulcan emerging out of the ocean on the shore of some beach like he's Godzilla, asking some couple walking along the beach, "Where's Duckburg?" And they point him in the right direction. And he just sinks back into the sand. It looks like he's going to travel underground to Duckburg like Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
Just a continuous mound of earth buzzing along the ground. So now the recovered launch pad prepares to fly Scrooge and Aphrodite to Mount Olympus to spend the rest of, well, Scrooge's life there, I guess.
I guess.
When Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webby finally run after them and try to convince Uncle Scrooge he's under a spell of the arrows. He's bringing the arrows, by the way. Aphrodite asks to make sure he packed them.
Yeah.
They tell him, "You don't belong on Mount Olympus, and neither do we." And Scrooge stops and asks, "What do you mean?" And Dewey tells them, "As much as we love you, we can't go with you." Webby gives him a big old hug and sniffles goodbye. And what happened then? Well, in Duckburg, they say that old Scrooge's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. His true love was never money, it was his family.
Aww.
But that still leaves Aphrodite under the spell. She wants to know what's going on. And that is when Big Bad Vulcan arrives.
It's barbecue time.
And then there's the best line.
Oh, I forgot to write it down. What does he say?
Launchpad says live long and prosper.
Oh, that's right.
Vulcan!
Live long and prosper.
We laughed/groaned.
I do have it written down. That's the next thing I have written down. That's a good joke. Vulcan apparently has lightning power too.
Sure, all the deities do, I guess.
Yeah, no, who cares? Zeus isn't here.
The Norse would like to have a word.
That's right. Here he goes zapping away at Uncle Scrooge, who's still not quite fully snapped out of the love spell, until Vulcan zaps at the children and they almost fall into a crater. And now that they're in danger, Scrooge comes to his senses and goes to rescue them while Launchpad distracts Vulcan, who just tosses his plane aside so gracefully, even Launchpad compliments him on the crash.
That was a nice crash.
Yeah, I forgot that was one of Launchpad's characteristics, that he always crashes.
Yeah, he loves flying. He's just not great at landing.
I just hadn't thought of that in forever.
That is his defining characteristic.
Yes.
Is that he's a duck pilot where ducks don't need pilots, and he always crashes because he's bad at flying.
Yeah. But Scrooge is now back in his right mind, tells the kids to run for cover while he distracts Vulcan, runs to one of the dump trucks that was there to build the temple for Aphrodite, backs into the temple's columns, and sends them rolling at Vulcan, who trips over them and falls, creating his own huge Vulcan-shaped crater in the ground. And Scrooge says,
"Talk about leaving an impression."
But
that doesn't finish off Vulcan. It just made him mad. But thankfully, Aphrodite is still under the spell, so she zaps Vulcan herself and shrinks him down to regular talking duck size.
I don't know why. I don't know how.
It's Wonderland. Starts to tell Vulcan that she loves Scrooge now, so if she ever sees his ugly face again... But before she could finish her threat, Huey, Dewey, and Louie all take an arrow each, jab her in the butt with it. Everyone hit with an arrow in this special is getting hit in the old badonkadonk. It's very specific.
I think that, yeah, I mean, the heart is in the butt.
You mean the badonka-duck?
Badunkadonk.
Yeah.
The badunkadonk.
Whichever works there.
They both work. Badunkadunk.
Techie.
But of course, that's a triple dose of this arrow now, and thankfully Vulcan gets right up in her face for it to work its magic, so Aphrodite gives his ugly face a big old kiss.
So if I ever so much as see your ugly face again,
You're what?
I'll give it a big kiss.
Well, that sorted itself out nicely. Looks like everybody's going to end up getting what they want, but before the god couple leaves, Aphrodite takes back her arrows.
They could have done that in the first place.
Right. Then we don't have... Yeah. That's only in the 15-minute version. But Scrooge is fine with that now because he brings the kids in close and declares he's got all the treasure he needs right here. And that's it. It's a really abrupt ending, unfortunately.
Well, yeah.
Them's the ducks.
Them's the ducks. Yeah, I don't think I'd want them to stretch this out longer than it already is, to be perfectly honest. But any final thoughts on a DuckTales Valentine?
Yes.
Yes.
I know that when I was before we sat down together, I know that Joey had mentioned that we had been watching the Turtles.
Yes.
On occasion on Me TV Tunes.
Yes.
God. So it's like some random episode. They're not in order. It doesn't appear. And then the ones that the last one that we saw was awful. It was maybe the worst cartoon I've ever seen. And that says a lot because, again, I have had to watch some Speed Racer recently.
Yeah, Aaron's not a Speed Racer fan, folks.
I just do not. And neither does I don't anyway.
Fine. I will not judge you.
But yeah, the last episode that we saw, as Joey had mentioned prior to this, it's not Rob Paulson. It's some like depressed Kermit voice
filling in as Raphael. Yeah.
I need to go find this now.
Sardonic Kermit, something Kermit. It's Kermit-y. And then they're just in these situations that don't make any sense. Like one of the prior episodes, they're in Ireland, but they're in Ireland because the news team had something to cover in Ireland, but it's the New York City news, so why are they in Ireland? But also, why is the Turtle-mobile there? Did they drive there underwater to Ireland? I don't know, but everything they own is in Ireland, including Splinter. Splinter is not a property, but none of this makes any sense, right? So the last episode that we saw was about a princess of Atlantis.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
And it had so many stupid parallels to this episode of DuckTales, in which, like they go underwater for some reason that we don't understand. They find this, they don't even go underwater because Atlantis is just, it's a ruin. If you step on like one of the stones at the Parthenon or something, like Raph did, it just gives way to Atlantis. Is it underneath the temple?
There was Atlantis with no water.
Atlantis with no water. And then there's like a Peter Lorre character that gave April a necklace, and that makes her the new princess of Atlantis. But it was not related at all to Raph just like, oh, I'm just going to step on the stone that all these other tourists have already stepped on. But no, I guess I'm special. And then here's Atlantis.
Apparently, there's a whole series of those Turtles cartoons called Vacation in Europe. So that explains why they're in Ireland.
Why is their vehicle there?
I don't know. It's a subset of season 4, Google's telling me, and the voice of Raphael is Hal Rail.
Yep.
Who I think we've talked about because I think it looks like he voiced Einstein the dog in the Back to the Future cartoon.
Anyway, the point is,
there's a statue of...
That wasn't the point.
No, there's a statue of the princess of Atlantis, and then April just becomes because she's wearing this. Whatever. It's statues and love and crap, and it made this episode of DuckTales look like fine art. Really well thought out fine art.
Yeah, I mean, DuckTales in general was just a better quality cartoon than Turtles, and I love me some Turtles, but I also love me some DuckTales.
I don't know how the script got... It's like somebody threw different ideas at a wall and then just put it in a Cuisinart, and then they just printed out this word salad that they animated. It doesn't make any sense.
That's about right.
I was actually going to talk about DuckTales.
Hey, all right, let's go.
So DuckTales, of course, when it started, I think a lot of the early episodes are adaptations of the famous Carl Barks comics, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, the first season or so. But I had a Scrooge and the Nephews, like, book when I was really little that I can still picture vividly, but I have no idea what it was called. It was one where like Scrooge's mansion is automated in the future, and so much of what happens in it is like like he had a Roomba. Like it looked like a Roomba. But it was just like Scrooge's like robot vacuum cleaner in this early 80s, late 70s maybe book that I had. And then there's like an automated bowling alley in the basement, and like Donald goes through the pin setter, sort of wackiness ensues. But I can very vividly remember I had this book, and it was all about like all the future technology that Scrooge had in his mansion and how it all went wacky on like Donald and the nephews. And I have no idea what happened to it. But that's like my earliest like memory involving the DuckTales characters.
I hope someone can figure out what this is now.
Yes. That's what I was getting at. Like, some listener out there, do you know this obscure specific Disney book?
Did you search for it?
No, but I don't know how to, like, there's so much out there if you search for Scrooge McDuck book, I'm sure, you know?
Yeah.
No. I'll look for it later.
We're going to look for it later. It's going to be great. And then I'll link it in the show notes.
Yes.
Good news. Joey found the book after we were done recording. It's called Donald Duck Instant Millionaire. It's a little golden book from 1978. And we found a review that I linked in the show notes. I am so glad you brought this up because I know DuckTales did not have a Christmas episode in the original run. There is one in the newer series, and I'm saving that for a special occasion later down the road.
When you have David Tennant on as a guest, obviously.
Of course. Big listener of the podcast, David Tennant. But for a Valentine's Day special, this did hit the spot for me while still being...
the spot being your butt.
Yeah. That tuft of fur of tails you've got.
Oh, yeah.
The feather tuft.
Yeah, still very run-of-the-mill episode of DuckTales in the latter part. Like, my strongest memories of watching DuckTales was that first series is what really sticks out in my head, and the movie and the Nintendo game. I feel like I memorized the Nintendo game. I could probably do that today. I know what I'm doing after this. Anyway.
I know I rented it. I didn't own it, but I know I played it, so I'm pretty sure I rented it. I was thinking about that this morning, too, remembering the game.
Oh, yeah. Played a lot of that.
I know all that stuff. And you know what I really remember knowing and loving later was Gizmo Duck. I was all in on Gizmo.
Of course, Gizmo Duck. All of the blathering blatherskites.
One of those lines that's still in my head is like 555 GZMO. This phony elbow is more phone than elbow. Why is that in my brain still? It just is.
It's just there.
It's just there.
Just collecting dust. Brain dust. Oh, but thank you both for firing this Cupid's arrow in my direction. I love that you did.
Well, this podcast is like a hurricane, so...
Well, if people want to dig up their backyards and build a temple in your honor...
Please don't.
Yeah.
Decide not to.
But where should they find you on the internet, Aaron?
I don't really do anything anymore. I mean, I'm still, Ms. Aaron M. Evans at
the socials.
Yeah, the socials. But I mean, do I frequent them? Not really.
They're there.
I have nothing to hype.
They're there for me to tag you on Instagram. And Joey.
You can find me on Blue Sky and Twitter at I'm Gonna DJ 24, and I'm on Why Not Radio every week at whynotradio.net.
Yes, please check out those things. You can find those links in the show notes of this episode. And to find me on the internet, just go to adventcalendar.house and you can take it from there. Who knows where I am at this point, but that'll point you to where I wish to be found. Tune in next time when, we're going to have some fun. Until then, for Aaron and Joey, from the sunken ruins of my old palace where I keep my car keys for some reason, this is Mike Westfall reminding you to watch out for that icy patch and hold on to your butts. Good night, loves.
It's been a duck blur.
This has been a presentation of the Retro Network.
Next time on the Advent Calendar House.
Ooh-wee, we're gonna